a question? Sure. Okay, I just wanted to know, when are we going back to the chambers?
Well, our next meeting in 2 weeks is going to be for the hospital, so it's going to be downstairs because of the size. And then the meeting in February will be back in chambers.
Okay, we start that in February? Okay, great.
Except for hospital meetings, that'll be downstairs, or whatever else they'll notify that to take up.
Okay.
Some hospital meetings are going to be added, so that they can get this thing done sooner than later.
Okay, quick question, Mr. Chairman. Is there any possibility to have a hybrid scenario where we go back to the chambers for those that cannot come out and would like to view by way of Zoom? Is that a possibility?
No, I mean, I don't see any reason for it. We had meetings off premise when we had to, and now we're back just everywhere all the years, and I don't think we'd be right to do meetings. Yes?
I'm sorry, I didn't finish.
I just wanted to be clear. Is that a no, Mr. Chairman? We would not do a hybrid scenario for when we go back to chambers?
I believe that's the case, correct.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
Are there any meetings currently that are conducted hybrid?
Meetings at ours?
No, like the council meeting?
Council or hybrid?
Council or hybrid?
Yes.
The difference, okay.
Can I just get a question?
Okay.
This changed because we're always monitoring the COVID numbers.
Based on how COVID is now, we're back to normal the way we were originally, and if need be, we'll adjust accordingly.
Okay.
Absolutely. Listen, everybody's health and safety has come first. I think eventually everything's going to go back to that way. If they don't, everything right now, each board will decide how it's going. The Board of Adjustment for some reason is still meeting online and not coming in at all in person. I think, of course, it takes away a lot of the stuff, which is very difficult to hear. It's much easier in person. I think we'll see that. Obviously, the hospital for sure will feel that. It's a big case of a great life.
If I can say that in just in accommodating the township residents as Ms. Belcher was talking about, would it be possible to try then to do a hybrid for those who are unable to come out? Is there a particular reason why?
There's no way you can tell one person that they're capable of something or not.
Sorry?
You can't tell anybody that they're appropriate for someone else.
You just be dependent by us or
Anybody, it can't be for anybody, anywhere you go. So I think it's an impossibility. We'll go back to the normal, the way we were and function, and all the years it was never a question or an issue. It came up because of a situation that was an emergency. We dealt with it, and thank God we're better now, and go back to normal.
Mr. Rowe, you say that the council means a hybrid now?
Yes.
For good and welfare as well?
The whole meeting. Entire meeting is hybrid.
And who, the council made that determination, I said, correct?
Yes.
with the experience, what's the experience with it? Let me just ask you that.
We haven't had any technical issues. We've had a few sound issues, but no significant technical issues.
Also gone through, they state at every meeting that if any leadership goes out, then the meeting is canceled.
That's correct.
All right, which hasn't happened, thank God.
That's the beginning of every meeting. That's the statement that the mayor reads. It has not happened yet.
So I think that would be problematic for us if that privilege goes on. Two, there's also, we have so much more first-hand testimony, exhibits, other stuff that's doing it much more difficult. And then when members being at the meeting, not being at the meeting, it's much better in person. Go back to normal where we did business for years and figure out know. Somebody wants to come to a meeting, they have to come and sit there at home and want to bellow, come down to the meeting. Just like we have to go there.
The internet is not really great in this building, too.
I'm sorry?
The internet connection is not the best in this building.
No, what,
In this building?
this, first of all, we're done here tonight.
Okay.
And we're going downstairs for the hospital meetings.
If I can
Unless they determine another location, and then we're back at Chambers where we were and had no issues.
The only thing I'd throw in is throw in my 2 cents, because I'm just trying to think technically how you do it. This is you're a fact-finding body. You're not, the council meeting is they have hearings of their own, but you're a fact-finding body, so you're gonna have to present evidence. That evidence then can have to be available. So now you're gonna have people call in on a hybrid, they ask questions about exhibits that have been displayed, but they're not gonna be able to see those exhibits. So, and then you're responsible to respond to those questions. So, I just think technically you're going to run into a lot of problems. You got to remember, you're much different than the area council in that you are taking testimony, you are taking exhibits, and you're making decisions based on those exhibits. So, to do some sort of hybrid situation, the person giving the exhibits would have to give them in both forms. Right, so you have to then not only put up the picture here, he would then also have to put up the picture online, right? Because you would have to, yes, Mr. Powers, that's true.
All right.
But to me, I just don't see how that would then be. You're going to invite the public to take part in a hearing. This is a hearing on facts.
I think the simple way to look at it also is that this board has operated for years and years and years. There was a horrible medical situation, unsafe situation, and that we accommodated, and the council and the town went out of its way to make everybody safe and have things be able to function. We went almost a month and a half with no meetings until they had a safe situation and a way to function. And now that things are back to normal, for as long as they are, may they remain that way, God bless, whatever, we'll go back to our normal way of doing business.
Chair, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Aside from the comment tonight, are you aware, I mean, in a perfect world, we would accommodate everybody, but pragmatically, are you aware of any other people that have requested that they need access to this meeting and are not otherwise able?
No. And again, we're going to go back to the chambers, except for, again, any meetings that we had that required a capacity larger than the chambers quarters, we always went off-site. So now the facility downstairs is arranged for that. So we're going to be doing the meetings for the hospital and anything else similar to that needs a larger size for you.
I mean, I haven't had too much time to think about it. I don't have a problem with a hybrid meeting in terms of broadcasting the meeting to the public. I have a problem with having the public in both places and commenting in both places, or, obviously we can require professionals to be here in person, but, we can broadcast them if we can figure out a way to do it. Just like the council used to broadcast their meetings on television or whatever it was.
Oh, for people to watch.
Just for you, we should, I think that would be great to have.
I think that
people able to view the meeting on the,
that I have no issue to do. That's a financial thing that the town has to deal with. Anybody can talk to the town about that.
Perhaps you would have those that want to respond to any testimony be in person. Maybe you mandate that.
Sorry?
Like say, in order for someone to respond to any of the witnesses that are here to testify.
Or to go to welfare, come to the meeting, if they want to watch.
Right.
But, you're on the council. If you go back to council, they want to do that. That's okay.
Okay, I'll bring that back.
There's
Sure.
nothing, but I think there's a cost factor in that, and you have somebody who volunteers to do it and web and all that, but they can do it. And
Yeah, I'll bring it back to the council. I think it's not just, I think it's because people just want to know and maybe want to watch and see the progress as to what we're working on.
The issue comes when people want to participate.
They have to be in person.
They should be
Yeah.
here.
Sure.
Professionals for sure.
Yeah.
Attorneys, professionals, whatever, witnesses, whatever.
anybody involved in the actual case has to be here.
Mhm.
Those who want to watch and do it, if they can arrange for that, do it. God bless.
I agree with that. I think everybody's on the same page. I think what we're talking about, the difference then is broadcasting and then a hybrid meeting. I don't see technically how you do a hybrid meeting. You could always broadcast, we should broadcast, and a lot of towns do it, I always think it's a great idea. And if people want to come to the next meeting because they saw something, and you involve them like that, that's a fantastic.
Going from my
But I don't know how you make
interactions
it.
and discussions in the past, only the council, meetings, technically were budgeted for, if the funds are there, volunteers, whatever, it can be done, then great.
I'll bring it back to the council.
To ask a question on another note,
But I feel very strongly about, especially what we do, there's so much technical stuff, even when, like they were here today, we separated down the donuts, which is a relatively simple thing compared to some of the complicated, stuff with the recent thing that we did the Alfred Avenue. 7 different things, run through, and then identifying piece by piece and going through it. And it took a while, that was here, man, I'm trying to do that online, but then
But it's even more than that. You would have, they would then have to, if you're referencing a doc,
every one of those things would
would
have
have
to
been
go online and
shown,
do.
right, to be
It would
shown.
have been
in
an hour
person.
longer.
So
so,
that's the catch.
so,
It's a time and clarity, to be clear on what we're doing. I think we've run in person very, very well for many, many years. We adjusted to the best of our ability when we had to, and now that we've come back, we should do it.
You can't tell the public that part of the meeting is a part of the public meeting and not make available anything that they would have seen if they're sitting here. That's my technical problem.
And it's much more detailed and much more paperwork to show and do. A simple thing like the bank thing, with 5 pages of blueprints. I mean,
But-
imagine what that would have
But
been.
Chair Bodner, as Councilwoman Belcher stated, is it possible, if anyone wants to make a comment or question any exhibit, in order for them to do so, they must be in person?
Correct.
Any other?
Right,
Just
if-
that
if-
is public notice, for the sake of transparency.
I'm-
We need this broadcast.
I'm thrilled to be on TV.
And
No, I'm
that,
saying, the issue is if you want to partake in the meeting, be at the meeting, come to the meeting, be here. If you want to watch the meeting, you want to watch the meeting. If they can arrange that, they can do it, then God bless. Leave it at that.
but that's a difference between broadcasting and then doing a hybrid meeting. A hybrid meeting tells somebody at home they are as equal as a person sitting.
it's interactive.
Right, and if you're not going to provide someone sitting in this audience with the exact same thing you're giving to the person sitting at home, then it is not a hybrid meeting.
Okay.
And then if you're gonna hold yourself off as that,
And
then
then-
you're opening yourself up to an
Right,
So, do we have to change the word of what it is? Not a hybrid meeting, but.
I did broadcast,
If you have a regular meeting, you have like always, if it's broadcast, it's available, so there's no legal part of that. The broadcast still works, the meeting still goes on. You technically have right now, if there's a problem with the broadcast at a council meeting, the meeting gets canceled.
Never happened.
And
I
that's
didn't ask you
happened.
to speak now, please.
I know you didn't,
That is not-
Okay,
but I
please.
did.
All right, it hasn't happened, thank God, but that's the fact. If something would go wrong, they have to stop. While when you're doing in person, you would not have an issue. So putting other restrictions on, plus, as much as we're important and everything like that, we're not the council, so all the efforts and stuff and people involved to get done, to get a council thing going, I'm not to say that get our meetings going. So,
And the
there
difference-
there is very, very hard for us to stay at their level of their standard, and it's not easy for them, trust me. So I think they're not looking for extra work like that, but I think Ms. Belcher made a great point. If it could be available to the public, so the public wants to watch it, see it, know what's going on, and be aware, that's great.
And I just think the difference in the council, the wonderful things, and the difference between the council and this board is, we've got third parties coming here and making applications, right? And for the most part, I'm trying to think of the way the council would have it, but for the most part, you don't. So we're open to appeal every time you do something, we make sure we do it in a way that's gonna work.
I just think any step toward transparency is a good step,
Yeah.
even if it's a small step.
Okay.
Question, will these meetings be on Zoom?
We discussed that last time.
We didn't get an answer to that, so will it be on Zoom? Like, as a part of the public being able to Zoom in to observe? Not necessarily to speak, but to observe.
just in the spirit of transparency.
So the answer is no. There never have been, and never were. Zoom was something we did during that time. We brought the meeting back. Well, other boards are doing, we're back to, and we discussed this at another board time of year in the meeting. Right now, there's no plan for it. Brent, did you give everybody this?
Yes.
And I'll send that out again to everybody tomorrow as well.
Send electronic copies of this so we get it.
What?